Alright guys, I'm back in the garage working on this commuter car. The window switches, this main switch doesn't work, so if I turn it on I can put down this window, I can put down that window, and sometimes this window will go down. Oh, you heard it. It wants to do something. There it is. But this window behind me never goes down. However, if I push the button on the door, it goes down every time. Every time. No problems. So what that tells me is that this motor's still good, this switch is still good on the back passenger door and the back driver door. So that leads me to believe that this switch is no good. So I'm going to show you how to replace it real quick. Alright, so with this car, I don't have to take the whole door panel off. A lot of times you got to take this whole door panel off. But this one is actually pretty easy. You get into this lip right here, and you start prying, and work your way back, and it'll pop right out. There we go. And you can pull it out and undo this little lever here. So it goes this way. There's a little clip there. A little clip there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to hold this. Alright, let's see if this camera stays because it's just sitting on my leg. But there's a little clip right here. Push that guy in. This should rotate that way. Comes right out. Alright, so I got the switch out and the new switch here. You can see it's pretty much the same. It's not exactly the same. I'm not super worried about it, to be honest with you, because the factory one was like $400 to buy, whereas this one was from Amazon and it was like $40. So it was easy to get out, cheap to buy, and I wasn't going to spend 10 times the cost on a factory one just because it looks a little different. As long as it works, I don't really care. But anyway, I got it unplugged. Plugs look all the same, and all I do is pull these screws, pop that guy in. Alright, so after pulling the plug, or the screws rather, and looking at it, you can see that it's got this surround that kind of encapsulates the edges of the switches, and that's put on by these little tabs down here, one up here, and you can see that these tabs are all the same along the sides. So I'll pry that guy off and put that on before I put it back in the car. Alright, these clips are fragile, just take your time, be careful, but came right off and pops right on. So I'll put these screws back in and I'll be good to go. Alright, so I got it all together, and we can look at this. You can see this clip pushes in, this clip pushes in along this lip, and so I want to put it in like this and clip it down. With the plug, I showed how we take it out, so just do the reverse to put it back in. Put that knob down. And there it is. It's in. Let's put the key on and see if it works. What's going on here is this button is depressed down. So I'm going to have to take this guy back out real quick and see why this button won't pop back up. get it to pop up this way. Oh, there we go. Alright, now does it work? Yeah, now it works. Well, for 1/10 of the cost, if that switch is gonna stick every now and then, so be it. All of them go down, and all of them go up. I might fool with that. See why it doesn't pop back up. Anyway, it's good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect because it was, like I said, much cheaper. So this should be pretty much the last video on this little guy, this car, until something breaks or I got to change the oil. I changed all the maintenance stuff, so now I have a nice little reliable commuter that I don't have to stress about driving all the way to work and back. Anyway, miss you guys. Love you. All right, so you know me. I can't just leave that not working the way that I want it to. So I took the old one apart, and you can see right here that these are contact switches. So as these switch move, they move these little contacts, and they engage on these pieces right here. And so this doesn't look like anything's bad on those contacts right there. And usually if there's a short internally, then you'll see like it'll be brown on the board, but I don't see any of that. So then I was gonna, well, maybe I'll just swap the switches, but these switches in here are different. See, that's a push button switch buried inside there. So this cover plate and this cover plate are different. These are switches embedded in the board, whereas these are contact driven switches that contact with the board are different. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna take my Dremel tool and I'm gonna open this guy up because it's dragging on this, and then hopefully that'll let me move that switch without a problem. Okay, well, there it is. Now it works. Doesn't stick. So that's much better. So I'll go ahead and put this back together, put it in the car just like I did before, and it should all be good to go. Anyway, I thought I'd add this little bit. Love you guys.